And don't make up bullshit just because you're upset, or just because you're in your feelings because a dude doesn't want to be with you. So now that's tied to my name for forever. I told everybody I loved that I promised you in that courtroom that they would have tried anything to send me away, lock me up for something that I didn't do. Y'all thought that guy jumping over that wall at that girl was something crazy. They would have seen a side of me they ain't never seen. Because I ain't about to go sit in no jail cell that's over something that I didn't do. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. So in today's episode, I'm going to be basically going over how I went from being a cop to being arrested to no longer being a cop. So it all started right. I was working at the police department. Me and my partner, we was like kicking ass. We was stopping cars and just trying to get as much like dope off the street as we could. I got Rookie of the Year award. Then shortly after that, me and my buddy were supposed to go on a fishing trip. So we're supposed to go on this fishing trip, and a few minutes before the trip, my buddy texted me. He said, "Hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it." He said something come up. So I was like, "Alright, cool. We'll reschedule." That's what we do. Shortly after that, my captain calls me. He's like, "What you up to?" I'm like, not doing much, Was about to go fishing. He's like, you hanging around? I was like, yeah. He was like, "Can you come by the station?" So yeah, I'll come by the station. I go to the station. On my way there, I'm thinking, I'm about to get a promotion because me and my partner have been like busting ass, and we were making 1 to 2 arrests, like dope cases a night. I get there, right? I walk in. It's like my chief, my captain, a sergeant, and a lieutenant in the chief's office. It's like already there, I'm like having like PTSD like situations because I had a similar circumstance in the Navy. Brought in chief's quarters and was basically interrogated by like multiple like high ranking like brass people for nothing crazy. But anyways, I'm in there in the chief's office, right? He like slaps down this folder. He's like, "Read it." So I pick up this folder, I look at it, and it's my ex-girlfriend accusing me of sexual assault. Okay. Me and this girl broke up, and I decided to break up with her because at the time I was going through a divorce. My divorce was during COVID and all that, so like the court systems and everything was really slow. But she was wanting me to post pictures of me and her on social media. And at the time, the chief of the police department I was working at was real big on being in people's personal lives and social media, and keep yourself to yourself pretty much. Well, because she was wanting me to post pictures of her on social media and all that, I was like pumping the brakes. I was like, "No, we don't need to do this." So broke things off with her. And her response was, okay, period, or whatever it was. And she blocked me on everything. 3 days later, 4 days later, whatever it was, that's when I'm walking into the chief's office. And he's slapping down that folder, talking about read it. It was just complete made up bullshit. The whole entire thing was made up. And what's sad is there's people in prison right now that are sitting in prison over something that they didn't freaking do. And I wasn't about to be one of them people. I told everybody I loved that I promised you in that courtroom, if they would have tried anything to send me away, lock me up for something that I didn't do, y'all thought that guy jumping over that wall at that girl was something crazy. Nah. They would have seen a side of me they ain't never seen. Because I ain't about to go sit in no jail cell that's over something that I didn't do. But it's a heated topic. When all that happened, right? They had to terminate me because obviously you can't be a cop if you have an open investigation. So I get it. So they terminated me. Well, so I'm like, now what? I can't go to another police agency and tell them, oh yeah, I have a sexual assault case pending right now, blah, blah, blah. So I waited it out for 2 years. So I went to college and started taking some classes for nursing and stuff. I was taking online classes for photo editing and some video stuff. I think about, but you got to think about how that messes up somebody's whole entire life and how you can be so evil to even do that to somebody. Because now, like me, right? Let's say I want to start talking to somebody else, a new girl or a new like future wife or whatever, right? When I gotta sit there and explain to them these false charges just because they're on my record, because somebody accused me of them. It's there, and she just gets to dance away and just live her life and just everything's happy and dandy. But I had to pay, $1,300 for a lawyer, $1,300 to bond myself out of jail, right? Over something I didn't do. That's money I had to pay. She didn't have to pay nothing. She just walked in she just write a statement and just, that's it. That's what I'm talking about. Like, so the whole time the investigation was open, right? I was so innocent that it got other people in trouble. But that's nobody's business to explain right now. But like whenever they come at me, like I had a personal phone, a work phone. I gave them both of them to dump them. And they dumped them or whatever. And they dug beyond their scope of investigation into other people's lives and took their livelihood from them, right? Terminated them, demoted them. But everything happens for a reason. They moved on to bigger and better things. Every week, I was calling calling saying like, yo, like, where we at with the case? Because I'm trying to get back, like, I didn't go to police academy the whole entire time just to be a cop for a little bit. Like, it's something that I always wanted to do as a kid, just like being in the military and all, and being a firefighter. It was a goal of mine, so that's something that I wanted to do. So I did that, right? So when the case closed, I started working for a small agency. Very small. Very, very small agency. And I started working there for a little bit, a few months. Then I got the hook up to doing some extra jobs, like road jobs. Like, you probably see people like you driving by, like on the freeway, you see like a personal vehicle. It's usually like a Tahoe or a Durango, or it looks like a police vehicle, but it's just unmarked with cop lights on it. So that's what I did, and I did that full time. Did that full time. I was working like 28 days a month. I don't know, so I was only having like 2 days off, but I was making $4,000 a week, $4,000 cash every single week. And it was like that for a steady month, right? Month and a half, 2 months, whatever it was. I went from, being a cop, right? I was having all these bills of paying my car and all this and that. Well, when I went to that jump to go full time and everything, I made a risk because I knew that I was going to make that $4,000 a week. But before that money started coming in, like, I knew it was going to be there. So I decided to wait out. Like, I put my car note, like, back, right? Like, I put it on the back burner because I needed that money to get to these jobs, because I knew that, because the way the payout was, like, whatever, like, you worked that week, you weren't going to get paid for it for like 2 months or a month, depending on what contract you were with. So, like, I was using the money I had to go nonstop back and forth to these jobs. That's what I was doing. And that money wasn't coming in yet. And no bullshit. I was on the side of the road working at EJ. Car gets repoed with me in the vehicle, right? I'm in the vehicle, they hook up to it, I get out, because I thought a dump truck hit me. And he's like, oh, I got you. And I was like, yeah, my car note is behind, but he was tripping. I was like, okay, whatever. So I got a ride and everything. So yeah, it gets repoed. So now what? I gotta get a new car. Well, now I have the money to get a new car, or at least a down payment, right? Because that money just just came back from all those jobs from that, like, month. It's like $3,000, $4,000, or whatever. Or not a month, but like that week, that first week of that month. So when it hit, so I had to go get a new car. So I got a new car, right? I got the Tahoe. Got a white Tahoe. And then I ordered all new, like, police lights to go around it and to install it. Waited for them to come in for like a week, 2 weeks. They come in the mail. I was like super excited. So I'm walking outside, literally carrying all these lights, and I get a message saying, hey, come across my desk for that case. I was like, what? That case? That case was closed. Well, they reopened it. Okay. The state picked up charges. Just because the county or they closed it, the state decided they want to investigate it. But the thing is, small town shit like that, it's all politics and buddy and it's just like, I know you work here, so you can help me out. Try to get this guy, blah, 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 or whatever. It's just small town drama. Stay away from small towns, but they're pretty and they're quiet. Okay, so me as the innocent person I am, and I had gave them hand, foot, both my phones, everything, just to, I was gonna give them my whole Xbox, is anything to prove, like, it's the hardest explanation, like, to try to even get you guys to comprehend, like, you're fighting for your life at that point, like, because you can get life charges on something like that, or like when somebody accused, like, it's just similar to being accused of murder. It's as that, it's the same charge to a degree. You after that, right? So I went and turned myself in because that's what I did. I'm ready to get it over with. So I go to turn myself in. It's supposed to be a fast little, just walk in, walk out, right? So I get there at like 5 o'clock in the morning. 5:30, 5 o'clock. Waiting for the judge to get there. Judge gets there at like 10. Like, he gets there like 9:30, 10, right? So then I'm in a jail cell with this guy. And the whole time I'm in the jail cell with him, he's sitting there talking about people that I arrested for dope charges. So I didn't say anything, obviously, but it just makes you feel uncomfortable. So then we have to get it arraigned. So they line you up, you got to get handcuffed to go in the courtroom. So that, they shackle you up and you walk in the courtroom. So I'm telling you, you could grab a random person off the street and put them through this, and then this is exactly like how it would feel. Like, it's the worst feeling and worst experience I've ever experienced in my life. And I hope nobody has to go through it, because it's something that you're going to think about on a daily, because it affected your life. It affected your finances. It affected how you get a job. It affected when you apply for an apartment or a rent house. They run your background check. Oh, yeah, you have a sexual assault charge on your background check. No, it's not convicted because I didn't do it, but it's on there because another female decided to just say that, oh, because he didn't want to date me, I'm going to go say that he did this. You can't do that to people. You can't. I mean, she did it, and my life got screwed over, but it's wrong, and you shouldn't do it, is what I'm saying. So I go to pretrial, and I'm like, my anxiety's like so freaking crazy. I'm literally sitting in this courtroom, and it's packed, like full packed. They had the whole jury up there and everything. It's just pretrial. And And I was, obviously see people that I know, other cops or people in law enforcement that I know, just not looking at me, just treat me like a criminal, just like not paying no attention to me, just like, just basically looking at me in disgust because of something somebody else said. So I'm sitting here waiting for him to call my name. And now, I couldn't breathe. Like I couldn't catch air. Like I was about to have to walk out. So, anyways, my lawyer comes up. He's like, "Hey, uh, come see me outside real quick." I was like, "All right." So I go out there, and he's like, "Hey, we got a dismissal. Blah blah blah." So just gonna go in there. He's gonna call your name. You go walk up. Everything's gonna be good. But you don't understand, like, you even having to walk in front of all these people, your name's called, then you have to walk in front of all these people. And they call it the charge, a sexual assault charge, or whatever it was. So now that's tied to my name for forever because of one person and what they said. So, yes, words matter. Watch what you say and who you say it to. And don't make up bullshit just because you're upset or just because you're in your feelings because a dude doesn't want to be with you. You can't do that to somebody's life. Case closed, right? So now what? So I started spraying bugs. Yep, I started spraying bugs for a company. Going to people's houses for roaches and termites and just everything like that. And then me and the owner had it out for. My daughter had been sick when she was young, when she was first born, for a little bit. She was having some health issues. We were having to take her to the doctor. Well, it come to a point where I had to call in one morning, and he was like, "This shit's getting old." And then that was like the last straw for me because I was like, deserve to be treated that way. And so that's why I ended up leaving. And then I ran a pool business and a lawn mowing business to pay the bills. I started it up quick, and I did that for a few months until, obviously seasons change and it just wasn't enough steady income to be able to keep going or to put us financially successful. So we decided to move back into our parents' house. And everything that I've been through, like when I'm giving this podcast 100%, I'm giving it 100%. Like I spend my whole work week pretty much at work simultaneously and what I do now is I fill vinegar. Not fill vinegar, but I batch vinegar. I make vinegar. We make it for like Tabasco, Hershey, like AP Mowry, some bakery companies. So that's what I do. But like in between all of that, I'm writing, video scripts for these episodes. And then I'm also like preparing a guest list because, I don't want to make it just me every single time on these episodes. And once I get in a rhythm and once I'm able to produce an income to where I can just do guests and travel to guests, because right now the funds, and everything, it's not very possible. But I can do virtual, and I probably will do virtual, but it just doesn't look the best. And I want to be able to give you guys the best videos, video quality, audio quality that I can, and provide value within that. So you can be watching a good video, and just because it looks good, is it providing you a message? Is it providing you value? Is it helping you see something a different way, giving you a different perspective? But with this podcast, I said it on a previous episode, but I plan to, travel, because I like to travel. And then, like, while I'm traveling, I'm obviously going to I want to work on my film better, and then my photography better. And then just like podcast production, just make it better for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. It wasn't my favorite. It's not a big topic that I like to talk about. The next episode I want to be filming is going to be the debut about becoming a dad. And it was planned to be filmed like simultaneously with this one, but it's kind of hard to go from like the worst thing that happened to you, like, to the best thing that happened to you, like in the same hour of filming. So I'm gonna take a break from doing that. But if you guys like the video, don't forget, smash the like button, subscribe, and comment down below like things that I can do to make it better for you. I know, like, I suck talking in front of camera. I'm working on it, like trying to get better and everything. But I really do appreciate everybody that has subscribed already. And you can follow me on TikTok as well, and Facebook, Instagram. But go check me out. Until next time, peace.